Alright, so I bought this 180 watt industrial soldering gun about a year ago, and it's been a really good gun until both of the tips broke. And I took a I took a clothes hanger and I cut it into shapes like these. These are clothes hangers. It's made out of brass, and it looks like it would work and everything, but when I put it in the gun, it fit perfectly. The ends here fit perfectly, but when I put it in the gun, the brass from the clothes hangers didn't conduct. So I would hold the button with the brass in there from the clothes hanger, and after about 10 seconds, I touched the tip and I felt it was warm. Only, I mean, it heated up, but it was only warm. So I basically, you know, gave up on that idea and began to look for some replacement tips. And I went online and I bought these for I think maybe $3. They're made by Performance Tool, part number W201 2-1, right there. You can see that. All right, now this is what it looks like. When I got it in the mail, it didn't look right, and I put it in there, and it doesn't fit. And I'll tell you why it doesn't fit. When when you measure this thing is only M2. Okay, as you can see right there, the tip on that is an M2. The normal tip for the Pittsburgh or the Chicago electric gun is an M3. As you can see right there, that's the original tip that came with the gun. You only get two, and Harbor Freight doesn't sell replacement tips. That's an M3. Okay, so you have a M2 to an M3 here, and I couldn't figure out how to make it work. So I put it aside for months, and I went and bought another soldering gun, which I have right here. This is a 30 watt Chicago Electric soldering iron, right there, brand new out of the box. Okay, I plugged it in, and it worked once, and then when I plugged it in again, I couldn't get it to work. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to take a Dremel. I'm going to cut it open, or figure out how to open it up and rewire it, because this is pretty easy to fix. Now, going back to the soldering gun, this is an awesome soldering gun. It takes, I'll show you why. This is the same tip, the M2, and I modified it. And I'll show you how awesome this thing is. Watch how fast this thing heats up. I mean, it will really heat up quick. There it goes right there. Okay. Basically, it heats up in a few seconds. Right there. Okay. So, once you get it flowing and hot, it heats up in a couple seconds, which is really helpful and handy. But back to this problem. So I buy this thing, and it doesn't fit. And I just showed you. And I made my own, it doesn't fit. I go online, and there's a guide on using copper wire. I measure this out. This is a 10 gauge. So if you make it out of copper wires, it's going to be a 10 gauge wire. You have to have a 10 gauge wire, but the 10 gauge wire is too soft. It's a little soft. So the question is, can you make any size bit? Well, if you get the ones that are bigger, then all you have to do is sand it down. In which case, I sanded this down because I'm going to braze the ends of it. Um, that's how I made it work. I'm going to put solder on the end here. If you can see that, I'm going to put solder on the ends here, and then I'm going to make it fit by making it one size bigger. If you buy these things, I guess now that I think about it, you don't really have to get the right size. If it's too big, sand it down. It's better to get too big because it's easier to sand it down. But the bigger ones cost about $10. This one only costed $3. So there you go. You can buy a bunch of these and modify it. Or you can buy the $10 ones and scrape them, sand them down to size. Whatever works for you. Okay. So here I am with this. I didn't think about this. I wish someone had made a guide so that I could, follow something, or rather than knocking myself out, I was going to take these things, the original ones, into a store, try to match it up and everything, whatever. Okay. But it's not as simple as it seems.